got a little overtime action, you guys. You love that. You love that for the playoffs. Cavs Pistons game 5. Nice. Finally, a win for Cleveland. No, I'm just kidding. 3-2. No Duncan Robinson, and I'm sure Chandler has opinions on that. 117-113, your final. Harden finishes with 30. Well done. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, also 6 turnovers. Max Strus with 20 points off the bench. Kind of a big deal as well. They were down 15, Cleveland was, and somehow, some way, Detroit ends up losing this one at home in OT. Fourth quarter, 9-0 run for Cleveland. Dude, if you're Detroit right now, how? First of all, how? And then why?
Yeah, it feels like they definitely let one get away. And as good as Cade Cunningham was, like, in this game, the 6 turnovers, again, and then down the stretch here, Max Strus kind of pickpocketed one. That was such a huge play later in the game right there. But James Harden was fantastic. Strus was fantastic. They just didn't get the proper steps and stops. And James Harden, again, he took over this game, whether it was a 1-4 high pick and roll with him and Mobley or Donovan Mitchell and Mobley. And everybody really stepped up. They got stops when it needed. It was just a great game. Jared Allen was unbelievable. So if I'm Detroit, I feel like I definitely let this one go. They were in control pretty much the entire game, and they got smoked at the end of the game. First of all, like that should have been a foul call.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
But like, they did enough to win this game. But man, I honestly shout out James Harden. We always want to talk about his playoff woes and how bad he's been, and he's never been the James Harden of the regular season in the playoffs. He certainly was last night when his team needed it the most on the road. They've yet to win a game on the road, and he carried them to a huge victory. And now is a chance to close out at home in Game 6, where they've been fantastic, undefeated.
Undefeated. Oh, undefeated.
You got holes in your shirt?
Yeah, it's
Can I ask you, I'm glad you said that. Let's turn into our parents for a second.
Oh, well, shout out
Okay,
Justin.
so how much, because we know it's an expensive brand, how much was this shirt that you paid for with holes?
It's Elwood. My buddy owns the company, so I did not pay for it. But shout out Justin. Get you some free pub here.
So, yeah.
I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I don't know if they like it, Justin, but I love it and keep on sending it.
He did make our our hoodies and.
I was about to get to
the merch that
I was about to get to my point, and I got
on
distracted.
you guys.
It's distracting.
But,
sorry.
What you said, Chandler, James Harden was amazing in this game. Tim Hardaway Sr., he just talked about it yesterday. You want to see that killer instinct in him. You want to see him close out games. That's all you want him to be. You want him to be aggressive, assertive, and just be intentional on attacking the basket and everything that he's trying to get from the offensive end of the floor. I thought he did a great job. Not as efficient as he wanted to be from the 3, but he used that as a weapon to get to the free throw line. That's what makes him special. And now once you guard him there, he starts going to the rim where you're also going to foul him, or he's going to finish and use his ability to score the basketball at a high clip. So this is one of those games where Cleveland just grinded it out. They never stopped. I thought it was a weird game for both teams, how the game started, just turning the ball over, trying to fill each other out. And Detroit can never kind of really get out of there. I think they kind of got caught up in made shots, and sometimes they can be fool's gold. When you shoot the ball so well, it can kind of trick you into thinking that the game is going in a different way. And then once they got cold and allowed Cleveland to get back into this game, we had a different scenario. That's how you drop a 15-point lead. You know, they had 15 more shot attempts in this game than Cleveland did. But they kept shooting early in the shot clock, game management, time and score. It was a point in that game where it was 2.5, 3 minutes left. They got offensive rebound after offensive rebound, but they're shooting it right away with a 5-point lead. That's when you milk the clock a little bit. You make sure you get the possession that you want, and then you play from there. But I just thought they didn't take advantage of the opportunities that they had. They were trying to put their foot on Cleveland's neck and trying to get them out of there and make big plays, and it backfired on them at the end.
Yeah, they didn't know how to close the game. Like Lou said, they took bad shots. The turnover late by Cade was really, really bad. And then the no block out, the free throw line with James Harden was also really bad. Like, these are little things that coaches go crazy about because you drill it every day and it's tedious and guys hate it. Like, I remember going over these type of drills and it felt like middle school. Like, these
hate those drills. The box
the
out
box
drills.
Out, there's,
Spend 10 minutes on boxing out.
And then in the critical Game 5 at home in the playoffs, their best player doesn't do it. Like, that is just a mental lapse.
Can we just jump down to that then? Because you're talking about all of the things that Cade did in sort of the last 3 minutes and then the crunch time and the turnover and the toe and all that. Is there a world, I'm not going to defend because these are obviously mistakes that were made, but my goodness, it feels like he's having to do everything, Lou. Like everything.
I would like to see Detroit make some adjustments. Like, I know they don't have a lot of primary ball handlers on that team. Jenkins does it sometimes. Thompson does it from time and time again. but you got to put him in a position where he can catch the ball in the scoring areas and be dangerous from there. He's bringing the ball up the court. Matt Strus and Schroeder, they're just junking up the game, and they're just running and trapping them. Wade didn't score a basket. They just used him as somebody that was going to face guard him up the court while he's in the game. And if he gets the ball, we're going to use the sideline again. In another game, they use the sideline as a weapon against him. He got to stay off the sidelines, keep the ball on the floor, and get it out to guys where they can attack. If you're not going to play that way, have Thompson or Jenkins or one of these guys bring the ball up where you can catch it at the three-point line, and teams can't run and trap you while you're faced up against the trap. And even when they were trapping, he was trying to dribble his way out of it. I just think he was trying to do too much and trying to save the team and put him on his back. And it didn't work in their favor. The 6 turnovers that he had, they were critical. Every single one of them was a critical turnover and just a style of play. And like you said, in a critical game 5 on their home court and going into overtime, you want to see your point guard be better and be more careful with the basketball, and he just didn't have his most efficient night there.
Yeah, and part of the reason I think what makes Cade is his just casual, cool, calm, and collected ability. But then when he has these turnovers that are so unforced, it looks lazy. It looks like he's not trying, which sounds crazy because obviously he's trying, but there's just no real emotion on him or activity when he does this. And so I think when they're dogging him 94 feet and they do have Strus and Dean Wade and these guys picking him up,
Strus was annoying.
They don't really have a second option that people are scouting for or fearing. And then really the only reason they've had success offensively is because Tobias Harris has been unbelievable. Like he's kind of filled the role of that second scorer. Like they would be probably eliminated without Tobias Harris. And they've gotten some flashes from Jenkins. Paul Reed's been a nice little treat off the bench. But like they don't really. Karis LeVert had some flashes, but like they don't really have that guy that puts fear on other teams' defenses outside of Cade Cunningham. So he is relied upon heavily to do all this stuff. So then sometimes he does have these careless mistakes, probably because he's tired, but also probably because he's just too careless with the basketball and has to be strong with the basketball. But yeah, they don't really have. This has been the problem all year long. We've talked about who is that second option. They got to go and get a second score. Well, they don't have that, and they're making do with what they have.
Well, like I said, it's fool's gold, right? Like, think about Jenkins. He starts the game. He's the first 6 points of the game.
Fire.
And that was the only 2 threes he made. He was 2 for 8 from the three-point line. Right. So, right there, Tobias Harris makes an early three-pointer. 1 for 7 from 3. So sometimes you kind of get tricked into thinking this is a great game for us, and then from there it goes to hell. You know what I mean? it goes to hell, and you have to find other ways. But for me, the adjustment is you got to find a way to get the ball in Cade's hand where he can initiate the offense at the three-point line or get the ball at half court and initiate from there. Or he was amazing at the free throw line, just using his size, being able to bump guys, being able to use his fadeaway as a threat at the free throw line. Why not have Jenkins they're not going to trap Jenkins up the court. They're going to let him bring the ball up rather freely. Whoever Tobias Harris's matchup is going to be, they're going to let him bring the ball up rather freely. Get it to Cade in the half court. Get it to him in those scoring areas. That way they can't trap and they can't junk up the game and put him in a position where he's trying to be the playmaker, giving the ball to a guy that can't finish that, or they know that the next pass is coming and they're just jumping those passes and getting runouts.
Sure, it's a good point. Like he can go and get those pull-ups all game long, but like why not put him in the baseline like a little runner, a little screen action,
a little
get
dribble
him
handoff,
off the catch, handoff, have him set the screen in action with someone else handling it. Like I think they do have to have a more versatile, balanced kind of offensive system. But again, this is what they've relied on all year long. This is what they've had success with all year long. They're a number 1 seed for a reason. Like this works. But in the playoffs, again, we always talk about it. They're taking away what you do best. If I'm Cleveland, Game 6. I'm probably running. I'm doing him like I'm guarding him like the Rockets, like KD was guarded with the Lakers. As soon as he gets past half court Game 6, I am throwing a double team at him, and I am making Tobias Harris have 30.
Is it too late to tweak any of this? Like, is it too late?
No, it's still a lot of basketball.
Can we change the
series
way
is
they
very
do
much alive.
You see what they've done with Jalen Duren and Paul Reed. It's not too late. It's basketball left to be played, and if there's any time that you need to make the adjustments that you feel like are going to put you in the best position to win a basketball game, it's Game 6 going into Cleveland.
Don't worry, we'll get to Duren, and the banker is in town, so she will be asking you guys some questions about him. But the end of game play, you did reference to it very shortly there, the Thompson, Jared Allen moment here, no foul.
First of all, that was a great play, but he's lucky that wasn't a foul.
And by the way, JB after the game did say this was a foul.
Bro, with 1.5 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
This is my problem, Beasley.
Would you rather they had called this?
Here's the thing. If it got called, I understand that people would have been, let him play. Like, this is not the way to minute into playoff game. I get it. But this right here is a
chaos.
full-blown loose ball
foul.
I don't care how much time. I don't care if it's incidental, accidental, whatever you want to call it. This is a foul. If this is the second quarter, he's blowing the whistle because this is a foul. There's more than a second left on the clock. This is BS. And again, they end up going to overtime and losing this game when all you had to do was just make one free throw with a second on the clock, and this game is over. They're going up 3-2. I love Tony Brothers. He's hilarious. He screwed this up royally because this is a foul. They make the free throw. Game over. Pistons are up 3-2. There's no excuse for him. He's looking right at it. He is right in front of it. He blew this call.
Yeah, post-game, Tony Brothers said that was incidental contact. That is a foul. That's a trip.
But would we be sitting here going, "Oh, you don't end up"?
No, because that is a dead-ass loose ball foul.
That's a loose ball. That's a loose ball foul. You can say whatever you want to say. That's a loose ball foul. With these referees, sometimes they try to be bigger than the game, and I don't want to single out Tony Brothers, but I got to right here. This is a clear foul. This is a clear foul. You're standing right there in front of the play, and that's what makes it hard for you to have a conversation with some of these guys because this matters. Like these type of plays matter. I feel exactly how Chandler feel. With everything that Detroit went through, careless mistakes, not making shots, all of those things, traps, whatever, you put it all on the table. They still had an opportunity to win this basketball game if it is called correctly, and it wasn't. And it means something because you go into overtime against the team that now has newfound confidence, and they used it against you, and they were able to beat you. Now you got to go on the road and try to win a game 6 and pray that you do enough to get back on your home floor when you did enough to win this basketball game, mistakes included, by just being in the right place at the right time. That's a foul. Asar, he did his job. He played defense. He got a loose ball.
Unbelievable.
Then got tripped and no reward for it. It's unacceptable.
You know, like coaches always say, one play doesn't determine the outcome of the game. You didn't lose the game because that one play, that one call. They could have won the game with the one proper call, though. So I get the whole statement. I get the JB is going to use this. Like, look, we got to be better here. We had the turnovers, the early shots, the missed shots, the missed blockouts. Those all led up to this call, but they did everything in their position to still have a chance to win this game, and got screwed by a no call that should have been a call. It's point blank. That's exactly what happened. So again, you can't really dwell on it. It is what it is. But Tony Brothers smoked this no call, and I wish there could have been some sort of like review or proper steps to make this right. But they got smoked.
By the way, did you hear last night in the broadcast that Tony Brothers, when he's done, is going to run for mayor of his town? How fun is that? That was a fun little tidbit.
What town?
Norfolk, Virginia, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's a real
Tony
town.
Brothers is an acquired taste, I'll tell you that.
I also saw that.
Hate him.
You know how they do the votes and stuff, the polls. He's like top tier. He's
funny.
Top
The
tier,
banter I used to have with him, like before games and stuff, was awesome.
He entertains me.
Yeah, that's a different thing than basketball.
No, he was voted. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we give referees a hard time based on their character and their persona in the game. I don't know who Tony Brothers is when he puts his whistle down. So
no idea.
God bless him there. But with the whistle on,
I know nothing about
bad
him.
no call.
Find out. That's what I'm going to do.
But he screwed the Pistons.
Well, that's fine. Do you want to get down to the Jalen Duren of it all? He was part of our same game parlay yesterday. He did vow after Game 4 he was going to be better, and then instead was benched for Paul Reed in the fourth quarter and overtime. Not signs of doing better at all. Number one, let's start here. Do we agree with the move to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to at this point.
In 17 minutes, Paul Reed had more points and rebounds.
Well, that's pretty good. Guys.
Almost assists. But yeah, he's just not playing well.
Happening?
It's just not playing well. Watching him on the offensive end, it looks like he's kind of just floating around, not really understanding what his position is, and kind of to his credit, the ball is in Cade's hand a lot. They're not running a lot of actions from side to side where he can really be involved in the offense. So he's really getting his looks off of somebody penetrating, giving him the basketball, or him picking and rolling and hoping that he can get to the rim. Paul Reed, like I said in yesterday's show, he's a guy you can give him the basketball and he can create his own play off the dribble. And he's more active. So the fact that Paul Reed went out there, didn't play for 3 quarters, throw him in for the fourth quarter in the overtime, and he's more effective and he gives you more production than Jalen Duren in that 1 quarter and a half and 17 minutes worth of basketball, that's alarming, especially in a pivotal Game 5.
Yeah, if it wasn't Paul Reed playing over him, it would be someone else. Like, think about that. Like, he's their second best player. He's an all-star.
Sure.
and he's
telling you, the banker's here.
and he's unplayable in the fourth quarter and overtime, 0 minutes.
Right.
I've kind of protected this dude all playoffs long. I see the future. I think he's going to be a stud again. He's young.
Wait, hold on, stop there.
He's playing awful.
Why do you think? First of all, this
saying.
is me putting my checkbook back in my. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to.
No, I'm still paying him. He's still going to get a lot of money. It's just this has been a real issue. And think about this. Paul Reed didn't play the first three quarters of this game and finish the game because JB, let's call a spade here, he did not trust Duren where it mattered the most to play in these situations. I'm not going to make it like a thing, or Paul Reed, or should he start in game 6?
I think he does, though.
I know, but
Wait,
I don't think he starts. But I think he definitely gets more opportunity. He gets more minutes.
Because at this point, Chandler, you can't afford to gamble.
It's the rebounding for me. It's like, buddy, I know you're not scored.
Yeah,
you just had a guy. Play 17 minutes and out rebound you in 17 minutes. So that tells me the opportunities to go get a rebound is there.
I'm very confused with this guy.
Well, you shouldn't be. It's just
at this time, I think he's shown you.
It's just not working out. So again, in a game 6, and if he's playing awful, and Paul Reed is giving you everything that you need at that position, you can't afford to not.
You're also this is it. Like you can't worry about his feelings.
Yeah,
you can't worry. This is it.
Especially if you're saying he's going to get paid anyway.
By the way,
he's definitely going to get paid, and I can't take him out of starting line. This guy's an all-star. You're not pitching an all-star.
He's getting paid because he's an all-star and he's a major part of your 60.
Maybe that was a false thing. Maybe it was fraudulent.
He's part of your 60-win team. But also teams. This is the playoffs where teams take.
Right out of that.
Yeah, he was your guy.
I hope you do put him on Team USA.
I think he's still fine, but you gotta give credit where it's due. Some teams game plan and they take away some of your strengths and weaknesses, and we've seen some of our best players in the game get lost in the playoffs because they don't know how to adjust to it. Again, Jalen Duren isn't a guy that knows how to go get his own shot. If he can't go get his own shot and they're trapping and they're blitzing the guy that's responsible for making sure you eat, that's gonna make it. That's gonna make it difficult for you.
Different to this guy? Like nothing.
I think it's him.
I just told you.
Mental.
He
averaged 20 and 10.
Yeah, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley.
They weren't on Orlando, and he was garbage that series too.
Right, but
this is.
I give you that.
I don't get it.
I give you that. But again, it's a trickle-down effect to me. Every time that we've seen him in this game, in this series, he's floating at the three-point line. He's floating at the free throw line. You can't give him the ball there and expect him to make plays for you. He needs somebody to get in the paint, make paint decisions, and get him the ball from there. That hasn't been the case. Paul Reed, he's catching at the three-point line, putting it on the ground, and he got bag work.
You want to say I was right or no? You want to wait?
Just go have a big game 6.
Wait.
Change the whole narrative.
You tell me we were right after the next game. We're going to take a quick break. Mo Williams on the other side. Hello, sir. We'll talk to him in a minute. I'm telling you, I'm putting my checkbook away. Run it over.